when, I've given a number, you have too, we all have, since October 7th, we've been giving shurim, trying to strengthen people's faith. And I think back in Sydney, there was there is a time, and often people talk about it, so it's nerve-wracking, it's anxious, anxiety-inducing. There's no question, you have to feel the pain and you have to be on top of it. But I've been saying to people in Sydney, why don't we have a look at how the people who really experience the pain, how they're operating. And I saw that yesterday. You are listening to the JP Show,
where we discuss the issues you care about from a Jewish perspective.
I am Rabbi G.
And I am Rabbi Levi.
And we hope you enjoy this episode. Okay, this will probably be a brief but very special JP episode. Hi, Rabbi Levi. I'm talking to you from a hotel in Yerushalayim.
It's pretty cool.
Just came from the, I have to say this, I'm walking backwards now, but I just came from the Koisel. I went there at 5:15 a.m.
That's not very early for you. That's pretty normal.
Yeah, no. The early wasn't a problem for me. But there were 1,000 people there. And the reason for that is because there's a thing called vatikin, which means some people do it, that they daven every morning in a way that they start the shacharit, the morning prayers, that the Amidah should be as the sun rises, which is about 20 to 6 now over here, something like that, 20 to 6, 40 to 6. And I got to tell you about it. I'm so excited. I just came back from there. So 1,000 people, different minyanim, as it is always by the Kotel, very noisy. Everyone's, different chazanim, everyone different leading the prayer, and they screaming over each other, Sfaradim, Ashkenazim, every type of Jew, coming at 5:15 to do this special kind of, it's a daily thing, by the way. I didn't know this. It's the first time I've done this. And then they get to the Amidah, and suddenly the whole plaza goes absolutely quiet together, because everyone arrives at the same moment to say the Amidah, and it's just incredibly beautiful. On that note, how are you?
How am I? It's good. Thank God, things are well. Not as exciting as it is in Israel.
Yeah, no, it's been a few days, but it's been incredibly, incredibly special. So what's happening here? Or should I share some stuff from Israel?
Yeah, for sure. Share with us what's going on there.
So I think what we do. I think I'm going to we'll do this briefly, and hopefully next week we'll do it at greater length after the whole mission. So just for those who don't know, I'm here on a Rabbinical Council of New South Wales group mission to Israel, organized by the President, Rav Shua Solomon, and Will Mizrahi, and State Zionist Council of Sydney. Just want to give them credit because it's really, one always has to have gratitude. And it's been incredible. It's really been a beautiful opportunity. So the first day we came, we went to the Kotel. Also, I'm going to, just straight from the, that's the beginning of the whole thing. And of course, we visited the Knesset as well, which was very interesting. And yesterday was the highlight. Yesterday, for me now, it's 10 to 7 in the morning, Wednesday morning. Yesterday, we spent an entire day in the south. And I think the takeaway for me, and maybe I'll just share this with you, and maybe if you want to discuss it or whatever, but the takeaway for me is that it changed everything. You experience the pain in real time, almost in real time. You see it. You see the people. Different people handle differently. Different people share different experiences. But you also see the incredible resilience, confidence, joy, sense of purpose. And this is both in the people that spoke to us. We went to different places. There was in Eshkol, the Eshkol Council. We had a whole talk from the guy in charge there. A regular civilian called Yiftach spoke to us in an army base where we were observing some civilians, the whole new program of civilians being trained as first responders. And then the Chayalim, we did a barbecue, the famous barbecue with the Chayalim. I spoke to so many of them, and just they're incredible.
What was their reaction to seeing you? They probably see people all the time. Were they excited? Were they?
It's a very interesting question. That I actually had that question because I thought, is this for us or is this for them? Is, in other words, are we really doing a favor? Anyway, they are so excited. You have no idea. Yeah, so excited. Without me prompting, I went up to people and said, Shalom. We're from Australia, just random. I wanted to chat with them, right? And right away to Darabah, is a Yofi, so nice that you came, etc., etc. And I said to them like this. I said to them, because I had this in my mind last week, because people asked me, like, what's the purpose of this mission? And no one is actually, we're all going to Israel, which is important. And no one's actually articulating it exactly like what actually is the mission here, right? A solidarity trip and these words and stuff. So I just came up with this phrase, and I think I've been living with it for the last few days. And that's l'chazek or l'hitchazek, to strengthen, but to be strengthened. I think they're strengthening us more, but they were definitely happy. They love barbecues. Do you know how to say barbecue in Ivrit, by the way?
Alesh.
Alesh, also mangal. Mangal,
that's right.
Yeah, mangal is a big phrase, yeah. They were very excited. They were getting stuck in, and it was very beautiful. While we were there, it's like very close to Gaza. You can see Gaza from there.
Can you really? And you saw,
and you can hear yesterday. I don't know. I'm not probably intelligent, but I can tell you this. There was a lot of missions yesterday. You could hear them.
They're very busy.
Oh yeah, they could hear them. Boom! All of a sudden, boom!
Wow,
a whole bunch of things are ramping up here. It's like they're full of confidence. They're just incredible people.
And how did you feel? Sorry,
you go on.
How did you feel when it's no secret that there's there are some divisions in Israel. You obviously shut up. You look pretty religious. I'm sure that not all the soldiers were. Do you feel any division? Did anyone look at you in a weird way, or was just fellow Jews?
I think I've been thinking this for a while, and I think that I saw it yesterday. No, I didn't feel any division. They were very happy to see us. They were very warm. They're very loving. I just think if you talk to people nicely and you have a conversation, look, it's easy for me to say because obviously our rifts and our ideological differences here, and it's very, very tough and very complicated. That's what it's very, very. It's not simple. It's very, very complicated. But nevertheless, on that's like ideologically and philosophically and leadership and so on. But if you just talk to people, they're just so wow. It was like honestly, they were so. I told them, I showed them as every shul does, but I showed them our experience that we say Tillim every day for them. And on Shabbos we make obviously a special prayer for them, and when we read the Torah, etc. And I just told them, I said, I'm sure you're aware, you're not just defending Israel, you're defending the Jewish nation. And they appreciated that. They really, and that's you said not religious. In fact, most of them I think in this base were not religious, but there's a very deep sense of emunah here. It doesn't matter who you are. Right. The Jewish soul is really, I think, is shining. Look, obviously everyone differently, but one guy was talking about a miracle that happened in his yeshuv where he defended. They had no resources, they had no guns. They were like, just tells us he went out with a rock and a friend went with an axe. And he said he saw, and they're running to the gate. So he sees his friend and he says to him, what are you going to do with the axe? So the guy says, what are you going to do with the rock? It's like a good exchange.
Wow.
And very, very obviously a very traumatic event. They were saved eventually and managed to sort of survive, and now just full of, he said, yeah, God, and you could see he's not a religious guy. And he's actually not an army guy. He's a doctor. He's a science researcher, a medical researcher. He works for, but he's very involved now in training civilians and so on. He said, God made a miracle for us that day.
Wow. And you went to the Nova Festival, right? Did you go?
The Nova place, yeah. That's very painful. It's very, very painful.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it more next week. But we went to Nova and went to Nir Oz, which is very tough. That was very, very emotional.
Yeah.
But it's wow. And then it's amazing. They're talking about rebuilding and they're going to rebuild and they're going to this and they're going to that. It's really, we call it churban. It's really sad.
Yeah.
It's really.
No, for sure. So what's your overall take right now? What's just,
the takeaway is something I had a feeling in Sydney already, and I just saw it so firsthand yesterday. When, I've given a number of, you have two, we all have, since October 7th, we've been giving shurim, trying to strengthen people's faith. And I think back in Sydney, there was there is a time, and often people talk about it, so it's nerve-wracking, it's anxious, anxiety-inducing. There's no question, you have to feel the pain and you have to be on top of it. But I've been saying to people in Sydney, why don't we have a look at how the people who really experience the pain, how they're operating? And I saw that yesterday clearly, that they carry two things with them at the same time. look, again, I'm saying, obviously, there are people in deep trauma and in deep therapy and everything, but just saying overall, this is the sense I got was they're in deep pain, and they know that, and yet they're full of faith, strength. This is our mission. This is our goals. This is our sense of purpose, and we're just going to rebuild.
Amazing. What's on the plan for today?
Today we are going to Tel Aviv direction. We're going to Tel HaShomer, visiting hospitals, injured soldiers.
That's something that's not been given enough attention, I must say. The injured soldiers, because they're still alive, they survived, but a lot of them have been injured for life. It's just
correct. Yeah, it's shocking. We're going to I'm not sure they call them a different hostage square, like a lot around that sort of thing today. Yeah. So we'll talk
another emotional day on the calendar.
I think so. And then Thursday we're going up north. Tomorrow out tomorrow. Thursday we're going up north. Yeah.
Right.
So I'm sure there'll be a lot more to share. There's a lot more to share about yesterday and the day before also, which we'll do next week, some more about the kotel and about just some amazing stuff. Anyway, but I wanted to get into JP. I wanted to give everyone a regards from Israel live. So I think it's good.
And it sounds like it's been an incredible trip. All right, we'll hear from you more soon.
Now I'm going to, on a very mundane and materialistic note, before we head off, I'm going to have the delicious Israeli hotel breakfast,
which is also important.
It's fantastic.
Okay.
All right. Regards to me, I'm back home, and
we will hear from you more soon.
There's definitely things cooking up here. They've called up reservists, and it looks like there's going to be a big salvation soon. That's my feeling. I don't know.
Please God.
Let's hope.
Right.
Amen.
Very good news.
All the best.